Hello and welcome to another video where I show you everything you need to know about the A.I.B Customs Death. Disclaimer, this is not the greatest pedal in the world. This is just a tribute. So here we have the Death pedal from A.I.B Custom FX, and A.I.B Custom FX is a small one-man company based in France who specialized in building all kinds of unique distortion pedals, but he's doing some really great mods to the Boss MT2 or the Boss HM-3, for example, which I've both covered in previous episodes. So, the Death is his try on the famous HM-2. It's a complete original design and it comes with 4 control knobs. We have a level control, a gain control, and we have a 2-band EQ, but it's a bit different than the regular Boss HM-2 control, but I will show you that when we compare the EQ curves. You can get this pedal modified, and he asked me if I wanted to have the fat mode or if I wanted to have the tight mode. And because I really couldn't choose, I went with the half fat mode, which I hope combines best of both worlds. So keep in mind, if you order a Death pedal, that you can choose which mode you want, and this one is the half fat mode. So let's go to the curves, and I've set volume to max and gain to around 9 o'clock. Because when gain is at 0, there is basically not much signal coming through. The 2-band EQ is set to noon. And on the HM2 it's set as always. So we already see huge differences. It's way louder. We could reduce this by decreasing the gain. But when I turn it to 0, it's basically too low. I try to get it even. This would be even, so now it's around 8 o'clock. And see, when we crank the distortion on the HM2, actually doesn't change the volume at all. So anyways, basically no high frequencies, which is a good sign, because it promises low noise floor. And we have this 2 peaks at 980 and 1.4, whereas the Boss is at around 950 and 1.3. With a bass peak 95, here it's at 90, and we have a mid gap 200, and here it's 220. So the low is actually way lower in volume than on the Boss HM2, but I think this is because of the half fat mode that I chose. But we haven't turned the potis at all. So what do you do? Let's crank it. Now we get a peak at around 350 Hertz. When we zero it, the mid gap is even more pronounced. So let's keep it at noon. And here it gradually increases the higher frequencies, like a shelf EQ, and also reduces it. So those 2 knobs don't change the overall chainsaw curve. In general, they are more or less 2 surgical controls to get the most out of your chainsaw tone. And now I'm eager to find out how the Death pedal actually sounds. I really like A.I.B Custom's version of the HM2 circuitry. You basically get a 2-knob HM2 pedal with level and gain, and it gives you this instant chainsaw sound, but you have 2 knobs that make the chainsaw highly tweakable to your liking, maybe to adjust it to your amp or to the overall setting, to your second guitar player, to your main guitar tone, to your second guitar tone, whatever. So this one is really cool. The differences to the HM2 were there, of course, but I don't think they are this huge. The biggest difference, though, is the lack of bass in the Death. But I think this is due to the fact that I ordered the half-fat mode. I can imagine that the fat mode has more bass, and more bass isn't always good because you have a bassist who's responsible for bass in your band, and therefore it's not a flaw. It's just information that you should be aware of, that the Death pedal has less bass than the original. Apart from that, I really like the 2 tweaking possibilities, and I really think that this pedal is a cool HM2 clone or HM2 homage. Now I'm curious, what do you think about the A.I.B Custom's Death? Do you like it? Do you don't like it? Do you think his mods like the Fenris or the Warg sound better than this one? Just let me know down in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. May the force be with you and have a nice day.